What is up, everybody? Today we're going to be going over some cornering mistakes. We have a video right here. Let's go ahead and jump right into it and see what happens here. So we're going around a blind corner. That's not a good thing. We got a lot of vehicles coming out. Don't know if they're going to be and there it is. I was going to say, I don't know if they're going to be sneaking out on us and getting us into a close call. Because, you know, if they come over that line, look how close we are to that line. They can easily clip us. So right here, what we have is a blind corner. When we go into corners and intersections, we should be in orange stage. We are prepped and ready. Typically, we're in yellow stage about 80% of the time. We're going around that straight line. we're zoned in, not zoned out. You know, we're paying attention to what's happening. We see that there is a corner coming up, and that's going to jump us into this orange stage. We specifically identified something, and usually our gut is what's going to do that as beginners. But what we're trying to do is trying to put that into our prefrontal cortex and see these things that are happening in real time so that we can actually build in that pattern. So write in the comments if you started to see inside of the vehicles, corners, and you start to tell yourself, hey, orange stage. Write in the comments. I want to hear about that. I want to see if it's actually working for you guys. It works for me. So we're coming up to here, and what we have is a line of sight issue. This is not something that I want to deal with all the time, but, you know, that's life. That's what we have here. You can't see around this corner, so you don't know if there's road surface hazards like rocks, gravel, some deer just laying in the middle of the road for some reason because it got hit by another motorcyclist. So since we can't see around that corner, the main goal here is to lower that speed. So as a beginner rider, the best thing you can do, even as more of an experienced rider, you're going to learn trail braking and stuff maybe later, but as a beginner, you want to lower that speed because what that's going to do is buy you some time to make some adjustments if there is something. So lower speed means your total stopping distance is going to be a lot better because your braking distance isn't going to be so elongated because of the speed. If you slow down your speed, it's going to be a lot shorter. So it's a lot easier and quicker to stop at 20 versus 50, if that makes sense. So we're going to come through here. We're going around the corner. And I prefer, let's go back over here. I prefer hanging out. So here's left, center, and right. I prefer center. I like middle, 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 center, 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 whatever you want to call it, 2, 2, 2, because 1, 2, 3, whatever it is. I like to be there because, like I said, is that if anybody kind of comes around the corner and accidentally goes wide, and I'm sitting here in the left side, I'm going to get clipped. And I'm going to have to make this crazy adjustment last second to avoid it. But if I'm right here, maybe all I have to do is just an easy adjustment. I want to reduce everything when it comes to wasted movements. I don't want to have to swerve super far because of a common thing that happens. I want to maybe swerve a little bit, and that's part of planning your ride. Let's go back over here, though. Let's take a look. We're in position for safety is what we're talking about. So we got vehicles here. They're blocking our line of sight. We can't see very well. And that could be an issue when it comes to actually maintaining your line because all of a sudden it's like broken. I can't see. And you're really trying to orient yourself to the situation. That's going to be the biggest problem for a lot of people. So right here, nothing, not a big deal. Oh, we got something here. So we don't have a lot of time. That looks like me right there a little bit, but we don't have a lot of time to really make adjustments. So what we need to do in this situation is that we found that it is going to be a red stage maneuver and we have to get ourselves out of here. We have to swerve out of the way because we have to allow them to kind of get back into their lane. We don't want to intersect and crash. Now, we usually get pissed off at car drivers because they do this kind of stuff, but look, it's a motorcycle. So it's not really the car drivers, it is people. People are impatient, okay? Especially motorcyclists on these mountains. So this guy could have died easily. If this was like a car or a truck, good luck trying to lane split on a curve without panicking and everything else. So what we did here, we did fine. We swerved out of the way. If you notice, we were like right over here. Now we swerved out of the way. We got ourselves out of there, and we did okay. So we're going to have that adrenaline dump. So if you're a beginner rider, and even if this didn't happen, let's say you went too wide on a corner or a deer ran out or you almost hit a rock in the middle of the road, and you get that, whoa, let's go ahead and hear him. So you got that adrenaline dump, and it's immediate. Your body's going to be like, hey, fight or flight. The moment it saw something, it's crazy how quick hormones can work. So once you have that, you're going to have an elevated heart rate. Your pupil is going to get dilated, so sun and a lot of light is going to go inside your eyes. And if it's a really bright day and maybe you don't have a tinted visor or sunglasses, you're going to start getting a little bit blinded a little bit, maybe too much information being processed. You're going to start getting shaky because your body wants to move and wants to fight. Typically, you know, if you think about it, when you're out there performing something, let's say you're in an orchestra, you don't want to be super nervous because you're going to be shaking. You want to be nice and smooth and working through it. My daughter played viola, so The main thing here is that when you're riding and you don't want to be shaky, so go ahead and pull off to the side, relax a little bit. You want to make sure that you get that adrenaline out of your system. Maybe do some breath work, 5 seconds of breathing in, hold it for about 2-3 seconds, 5 seconds breathing out. Do that a few times. I typically get that adrenaline dump in my chest. I feel like that anxiety. Once I do that maybe 2-3 times, about 10-20 seconds, I feel a lot better, like 50% better. And then after about 5 minutes, I'm perfectly fine. So do that so that you're not in a bad situation for the next time something like this happens. All right, let's take a look at what happens here. Make sure you guys join the basic training course. We're going to be updating it. If you want to grab a booklet, take a look at all the sponsors that are going to be popping up there. Let's go ahead and look at this one. Another cornering mistake. I saw a little bit of a foot there. And there we go. Road surface hazard. So, why did that person put their foot down? I thought they were actually going to crash. Oh.
Couple kill.
I'm good. Okay, good. So he's just kind of laying there getting the feel for his body. Does anything hurt? Do I feel any wetness? Because sometimes you feel a little bit of wetness, let's say on your leg. Hey, might have a bleed there. So make sure you guys grab a rescue pack. But this is definitely one of those things where we remain calm, ensure our own safety, stop major bleeds, and then we're going to quickly assess our buddy for any of these symptoms. So we're coming in through here. Now you're going to look it's going to be kind of difficult to see. You're going to see his foot pop down for a second. So there's his foot right there. So what that's indicating is that when you're riding, and some of you guys don't know this, but a lot of you do. Okay, so for a beginner rider that's just barely started riding, or if anybody here that doesn't even ride yet and you don't know all the lingo and all the different things that are happening, write in the comments if you don't even ride yet. That's kind of interesting to hear. When you put your foot down, let's say you put your foot down on the right, like this one, that means there's a road surface hazard on the right side of that motorcyclist. It could be a pothole, it could be gravel, it could be oil, it could be whatever. Putting that foot down real quick indicates to people behind you, to the right of me, there's something. So if he did it to the left of me, there's something. One thing that I like to do, and I still do this, but I want to indicate because not everybody has that visual. Not everybody's looking at you, because what we tell everyone here is to ride your own ride, and this person might be looking through the corner, not looking at this. If he doesn't see that, he's going to hit it, and that's what happens here. So what I like to have with my group is making sure that we have a comm system. And that's why we use Cardo Pack Talks, the edges, the bolds, whatever it is that you can get. But we use the bolds. We use the slims for a little bit. The edges just came out. So what I would do is still put my foot down, say, hey, there's a hazard here. Or I could just say oil, 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 rock, gravel, 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 gravel. I could say that. So now he's getting audio and visual at the same time. It's going to grab their attention. So that's very, very important for me and my group. So that's what that is. And guess what? We hit it. So we hit something. I don't know if it's gravel, oil, whatever it is, but the rider up ahead did notice it. We are wearing full gear, so that's a jacket. Looks like, obviously we have a helmet because that's where the camera is, unless he attached it to his chin. I think there's boots and pants and all that stuff. So as a smart rider, we are acquiring and using personal protective equipment. So the main lesson here that we're going to learn, let's go ahead and go back over here. So the main lesson that we're going to learn is that if we need to be paying attention to our buddies up ahead. We're going to do a quick scan. So what I like to do here is I want to go here. I'm right here. I want to go here. I'm right here. What's this? Okay, now I got to make adjustments. So I'm right here. I still want to go here. Maybe I need to go around a little bit to the outside or the inside, or I could just slow it down, roll off the throttle a little bit because I'm still in the straightaway, and then navigate around that hazard. So part of planning your ride is positioning for safety, locating hazardous situations, which corners are automatically orange stage, so the next one's going to be orange stage 2. Then we need to assess if this is a relevant threat. Okay, that's going to be a definitely relevant threat because it's going to be gravel. It's going to be something that's going to take your traction away. And then we got to navigate around it. And that's going to be either slowing it down so we can get around it easier or maintain our speed and get around it somehow. So not a good situation, but thankfully he's got full gear and we're going to be doing fine, okay? Let's go ahead and jump into the next one. Oof. Let's jump into the next one. Get yourself a Cardo. Quick shout out to our sponsor, Cardo Bluetooth Systems. We use the Pack Talk Edge here at the DDF crew, but I've used the Pack Talk Slim, I've used the Pack Talk Bold. All of them are great systems. Check them out. Links in the description for a discount. We're supporting our sponsors because they support us and they support this training that we're trying to be doing. So let's go ahead and jump into the next video and and figure things out. All right, here we go. We have another group ride. Now, we have a crest of the hill right away. Write in the comments if you know what a crest of the hill is. These are all little pop quizzes for you guys, by the way. Love to read the comments. I'm going to try my best to comment on all of these in the first hour that this goes live. All right, so we're coming around the crest of the hill. Can't see around it. My buddy's going to be crossing, and what is that guy doing? Kind of interesting. We're going to go ahead and pass. We're going really fast, really fast. We got a sharp left turn sign right there. Are we going to be able to? There's the chevrons, and we weren't able to go around that corner. Let's take a look. Do we have any more? Yeah, we got a little bit more. Let's watch the video. So our buddy crashed. We're going to go ahead and rescue him. We need to remain calm, ensure our own safety. We're parked off to the side. Stop any major bleeds. Our buddies are coming. He's walking. That's a good sign. It means his legs are working, his brain is working, his circulatory system's working. He's able to lift this bike up. I wouldn't do that because you don't know if you have back problems yet, because we got to make sure we don't have any spinal cord injuries. If you guys don't know what this is, when I keep popping it up, it is the rescue card that comes with every single rescue pack. I keep it in my wallet, and it's just a nice little reminder. So just in case you forget, because it does get a little crazy when you get into a crash scene, because remember, we got to remain calm here. So kind of a reminder, nice little reminder. Let's go ahead and take a look at what happened. One big thing, so there's the sign right there. One big thing that I don't like doing is passing on, especially on a double yellow, but passing before turns are coming up. And how do I know that turns are coming up? Well, I have my quad lock phone and my quad lock case and everything on my handlebars, which link in the description for a discount. I have my GPS going, so it's kind of like a user interface for a video game, you know, like in Grand Theft Auto, it tells you, hey, turn left here, or this is what the road looks like. It allows me to know what's coming up, okay? It's my own little assistant. And so I know that there's probably a corner coming up here, and maybe I shouldn't be speeding and going crazy fast, because when I come up to a corner, I don't want to be hauling booty. So we're coming up here, and we're going 158 something. Whoops, we're going 158 something. Now, when we're passing people, we're increasing our speed. We increase our speed right before a corner. See what I mean? So we're adding the factor of passing, having to increase our speed. Now our speed is elevated for a corner that we might not be able to handle at that speed. Now we got to slow down really hard to make the corner, but it's a lot easier to add speed than it is to take it away, especially right before a corner. So it says 60 right here. We're going 170 something. Okay, we're going really fast here. We're going really fast. So there's that sharp left corner sign. This is going to indicate that something's happening. We're still going pretty dang fast. Maybe we should slow it down a little bit. Remember, we want to do slow look, press, and roll. This is going to be the beginner version. There is trail braking, but this right here is exactly what I want you to be doing if you are a beginner rider, because we're trying to plan our ride. We're positioned over here, so we're doing the right side, you know, outside, inside, outside, all that stuff. That's fine and all, but we're coming up to here. The chevrons are going to indicate that it is a sharp corner, but our buddy went off. So imagine if this was a guardrail. Imagine if this was the side of the cliff. Imagine if this was reversed and we went into oncoming traffic. This is why we need to lower our speed before going into a corner, because if we don't, we're going to have issues like going off-road like this. And we're not trying to do that. We're trying to stay on the road and not damage our really nice bike and our gear. So, guys, slow it down. Don't pass before corners. Don't pass on double yellows. They're double yellows for a reason. It's either going to be a blind area to where you can't see when you're making the passing movement, or it's just in a dangerous spot because a corner's coming up, there's a crest of the hill, whatever it is. The engineers that made everything and decided what should be happening here on the road understands that. And then us as motorcyclists are just going to ignore it. Let's not ignore it. Let's pay attention to the signs. Let's pay attention to the street markings. Let's go the speed limit. If you want to go faster than speed limit, go ahead and do that. Take your own risks, wear full gear, make sure you have life insurance, and you are an organ donor. So everybody, make sure you guys are wearing gear. We got RevZilla links in the description. All the links are in the description, by the way, for all of our sponsors. We got cone patterns right here. It's the Smart Rider Drill booklet. Make sure you guys grab one. It's signed by me. Every one of them is signed. But with that said, I hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll see you around.